Okay, welcome back to me, Raphael V. Talk about another thing in life. I'm just sitting here. I just finished eating breakfast. Um, this one we'll talk about something happened to me this weekend. It's going by your gut. Okay, we went in the process of buying a car this weekend. My wife had already ideas what she wanted. We found a car at a dealership. It was nice. It drove nice. It was a Honda Pilot, not a new one. I think 2021. Okay, we're getting out of our lease. We're not buying lease anymore. We're done with that. So she wanted to buy one. The car, I don't think only had like 40,000 miles on it. It was pretty good. The only thing when we got there, needs tires. The visor was hanging down, and there was something else that they said they were going to do. But anyway, be it as it may. We told them that, the AC. The AC wasn't getting really cold. It was cold. It was cool, but not like how it should be. All right. So we went in there, this and that. Gave them our information a little bit. And they come back to us with a price that was just monthly payment and this and that. We were like, whoa. Now, this is the bad part about me. Because I'm like old school mentality, and my gut goes off like you won't believe. And that's when I turn into an a-hole sometimes, because I just can't stand these car salesmen, how they try to rip you off. And I already know all the games. I've been doing all housework, that's why I have the towel around my head. I had the laundry, the dishes, I cleaned the stove, put everything away for the weekend. What else? Cat litter. So I'm kind of like a little hot in my head because I don't whack. I don't care. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the price that they wanted was $574 a month for a used car. The car was only worth $22,000 or so, $24,000, I think, the most. And we were going to put a few $1,000s down or more. We're like, I looked at the price. We went to a dealership about 2 weeks ago and looked at a Kia. This car was beautiful. It only had 11,000 miles on it. It was a 2023, or something like that. 2023, 24. I think it was a 23. And my wife loved it. A little small. I think it was a Sportage, or the one that was the Kia, not Telluride, the one below it. I don't know. I'm not good with these cars. My wife is. I'm more of a Nissan. I like Nissan. That's what I have. And she loved it. And the guy came and he saw it. Well, nice guy, nice kid, learning the business, I guess. And he comes up to us and he goes, "Yeah, I can get you in this car with no money down, $575 a month." Me and my wife looked at each other because well, that's a little out of our price range. We're not really going to pay that. And then all of a sudden, the guy goes, "You understand, we this and that," gave us, number and all that, gave us a card. And we thank you very much. We left. But they wanted $574 for this car. That wasn't even worth it. Still needed tires. The AC wasn't working too hot, and the visor was halfway down. They never talked about we're going to replace the tire. We're going to check out the AC. Big time I was going to have something written in there. If the AC craps out in the next year or two, you're going to fix it for free, because that's about $3,000 to fix. Anyway, my brain, this is where, my old school mentality is bad. I'm not going to deny it. That's why I'm like a butthole. And I'm being nice right now. I just told her, get up. She's like, I know. Get up. We're out of here. We're leaving. I literally got up and goes, "Oh, wait, where you going?" I go, "You just came to me with a price of $574 on a used car that needs tires. The AC's not working that good, and the visor. Didn't mention that you're going to fix this, take it off the car. You didn't mention it, and you just give me a price for that. $574 a month, without even talking about a down payment. How do you do that?" I'm out of here. Because I don't even want to know what are the song and dance you're going to try to give me. And on top of that, when you go into finance, they try to sell you this and that and that and this. Protection on this, protection on this, you know what I mean? Which you don't need. Yeah, so my brain just snapped. So, whether I was right or wrong, I feel I was right. My wife also said, yes, no, I'm not paying that at all. So then we went to another dealership, Hyundai, which she then saw another car that she liked. She was there a couple of times. And we liked the salesman too. Salesman's name was her son's name, which was funny. Nice kid. Good kid. And we're sitting there, and now already my brain is in the back of my head going, oh man, I can't stand these places. I can't stand these dealers. They're going to try to scam again. Try to do something. I'm going on in my head. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to control myself in my own brain. No, actually, I'm doing good. Now there for an hour. I drove the car really good. Spun it around. I did the 360 donuts. Not donuts, but spun in a circle really fast. Did everything so I probably can hear anything clicking or whatever. And it held well. The car rode nice. AC was cold. Everything was good. My wife likes it. The colors she liked, it was a red. She was all happy with it. I was happy too. And then we sat down and that. And we started to give them all the information. Okay. Now the one thing that made my brain snap here, they had a different procedure. See, I was used to the old procedure. You get all the information first, and then at the end, the finance approves you or doesn't approve you or tells you how much it's going to cost per month, blah, blah, blah. So you sit there and you sign, and then they start doing the insurance. At the same time you're doing the financing, and they start calling your insurance company, and they take care of all the insurance. Well, they did it differently. They get the insurance information first out of the way before you go into finance. And now my brain's already going, because now they're talking. This is what happened. Now they're talking when you get the approval, okay, and the payment is when we'll tell you. Why can't you tell me now? Why do we have to go through insurance? That's at the end. So now my brain is getting a little stupid again, because I never did it that way. I never did the insurance first, transfer. And even what finally made me snap, when I'm talking to the representative at the insurance company, and she goes to me, you're transferring the insurance on a car you didn't buy it or get the financing yet? Am I getting this correct? I just want to make sure. And I said, yeah. And I can tell her voice was like, well, I've never heard that. Usually it's after the fact. You get the finance and the payment, because then it's done. Then you transfer the insurance on your cars. If you're trading one in, we were trading in that lease car, and you're buying it. And that's what my brain said. No. They don't want to tell me how much a month, this and that, so they're going to lock me in already with a big payment, whatever. To my brain, I just snapped. I said, we're done. We're out of here. I never did it this way. My paranoia, my gut, everything was going off. I heard that movie, I don't know if you ever saw Star Trek. I think was In Search of Spock, something like that. That one, I forgot what it was called. But when they get Spock on that planet. And the Klingons are on there, and he tricks all these Klingons or something on the planet, because the planet's being destroyed. It grew too fast, and now it's in its own self-destruction. And they get Spock back on, but all of a sudden these Klingons in there, and the captain of the Klingons starts screaming, "Get out! Get out!" Okay, that's one scene. I know I'm aging myself from old Star Trek, but that's what I kept hearing. And then the finance manager comes. The guy does all the finance, and he's telling me, yo, calm down. I go, no, I never did it this way. You don't understand. You're locked. You haven't told me how much I'm going to pay a month, but you want all my insurance information, so I'm already locked in. Who does this? Because that's the way we do it. Try to get this out of the way so we can just sit down and finish the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but you're not telling me what I'm going to pay a month. And then if I don't like it, now I got to transfer all my insurance again back to my car. See what I'm saying? So I transferred my insurance over the phone. Yeah, but all you have to do is make a phone call back to your insurance company and just transfer it. Yeah, but you wasted my time again. See, now we're there. I'm telling you, now we're there for a good 2.5, 3 hours almost. You know that. You're not going to be in and out of a dealership when you're buying a car. So now my brain's going, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we're out here. I'm halfway out the door. My wife's like, honey, stop. Listen, this is how they do it. And then I started looking at her and stuff, and my wife knows how to calm me down, like a raging bull all of a sudden, I started looking in her eyes, and she got these blue eyes that caught my eye. That's why we're married. And she instantly tells everybody in front, this is what you told me, remember? I go, what? it's a bad idea. I don't know if I want to get married a third time, blah, blah, blah. This is my third marriage, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's going to work. Remember that? Remember that BS you were giving me? And look at us. And work together, this and that. We blah, 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 blah. She's going through the whole deal. I'm looking at it with all her eyes. I'm like, and the next thing I know, I just started melting. And I'm like, all right. Oh, the level up. Nuclear went. And I said, fine, do you trust this? Do you believe this? I said, yes. And I told her, I said, okay, we'll go ahead. If she believes it, then I have to back her up. And I said that in front of everybody. I talked to my wife once, then we'll go. And at the end, you know, when we got into the finance and stuff, I mean, he, you know, looked at me and I told him what. I walked in and goes, listen, I'm sorry for being a butthole, but that's just the way my brain is. I never did this. I never did this in my life. This way with the insurance first and everything. He goes, yeah, I know, but that's how we do it here. I'm like, yeah, but, and you didn't give me a price, I'm locked in. I go, no, but we would give you money back and everything. Because in order to have this whole started, we had to put $500 deposit, cash, and then start the whole procedure, you know, thing. And then put the rest down. So everything worked out well. The payment wasn't much what my wife was paying. You know, we went along with the deal and it turned out great. The finance guy is a great guy. Salesman, the sales kid was awesome. I mean, I'm going to be putting it on Google because I'm part of that Google reviewers. But, oh, I can see now. I thought it was foggy. But anyway, so that's what happened. That was my gut, me being stupid, okay? Old school mentality, not changing. All right, so that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you have to go outside the box, or sometimes you have to think maybe things change. It's very hard for me sometimes. I'm not going to deny it. As I'm getting older, I realize, man, a lot of stuff has changed to the worse. Dealerships do things, but you also know dealership. If your gut is going off on a dealership, you should ask questions or just honestly walk out. You go in there with the payment of what you can only afford, not what they're going to tell you what you can get. No, don't do that. Just, I'm done. That's it. Because at the end, you're paying for it. So I'm not going to pay so much money for a car, especially if it's used. Are you crazy? No. The other dealership keeps calling me back, and I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with that dealership. I'm not going to say who it is, this and that. I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, but that's their practice. So that was the adventure today. Believe it or not, go by your gut. People regret it when they don't go by their gut, but go by your gut if you don't like something. Even if sometimes you make yourself like an ass, just admit, okay, I was a butthole. You know, I was. I even told the guy, because I understand, you're old school. I even told him that. This is wrong. My gut is going off, I told him. I don't feel comfortable with this. You know, and then he told me, yo, give him his money back, get him out of here. And then when that same finance guy, he goes, yeah, I know. And he goes, yeah, he goes, I'm sorry, I turned into a butthole too. He goes, you know, but that's how we are. We're raised old school way. He goes, yeah, my parents were strict too. I understand where you're coming from. But everything at the end worked out, and he's a nice guy. At the dealership, the finance guy, really great guy, I gotta admit. So that's an experience. Go by your gut. Even if it's wrong, it's still, that's how you feel. We live in a world that they don't want us to feel what we feel. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Whether I was wrong or not, even if I made myself look like an ass, it's your gut. It's how you feel. You know, you can live with it afterwards, say, I'm sorry, well, this and that, but that's how I felt. They shouldn't take that away from you. Now, my wife understood that, but she says, you know, sometimes you go a little off. Sometimes you're just a little too much. And I'm like, yeah, I am. But most of the times when that happens, it's because I'm right. He goes, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not going to get it always right. I'm just emotional and stuff, or I get triggered off like that. Especially the world that we live in now. So that was my experience this weekend, going by my gut and how I was right in one moment and maybe wrong in the second, but still, and also my wife calming me down. who she knows me very well, and that's why I got married the third time, because I never met anybody like that who can calm me down. Normally it's just like launch all missiles. Whatever happens afterwards is what happens, you know. So, this is me, Raphael V. I'm supposed to say subscribe if you want, come back. I don't know. It's up to you. Like I said, go by your gut. There we go. It's that simple. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye.